There's Guy McClelland. He's a man about beer, and he's here for the Ottawa Food and Wine / Wine and Food Show. Morning. How are you, Guy?
Fantastic.
How's
Couldn't
it
be
going?
better.
Going, yeah. Is that one of your imported brews right there?
That's a Belgian strawberry wheat, and we're here to make people's lives better. We're beer Samaritans.
You have been involved in the beer industry for what, a quarter of a century?
25 years. Yeah, that's right.
And recently, in the last decade, started up your own company.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So you bring in imported beers from all over the world, or specific places?
We've really focused on the authentic, original areas of Europe, where beer producing is a very important thing.
You actually, around your neck is a very important medal of sorts, right?
Yeah, this is just a symbol I keep with me from a knighting ceremony, actually, they did in 2007.
Yeah, so you're a Belgian beer knight.
That's right.
Is that how it goes?
That's how it goes.
Wow.
They have some funny Flemish words for it, but I call it beer night.
Yeah, and something else you mentioned to me about some of the brews you brought along this morning. Many of them were brewed in Flanders, is that correct?
It's just so happens, coincidentally with the time of year we're at here, that Flanders, or the northern region of Belgium, is one of the most important beer producing regions in the world.
Really?
It's
and
very
small, important to Canada and our veterans, right?
Yeah, we have 3 beers here brewed in Flanders, and
wow.
they're among the world's best.
Yeah. Why imported beer? What got you into that? Because I know you've been associated in many ways with the launching of several Canadian brews and so on, right?
As my career went on with beer, I found my passion was in the true original styles that go back as much as 1,000 years.
Yeah.
This Abbey beer from Flanders is from the oldest monastery in Flanders.
Still to this day?
1074. It was established they were making this beer.
No, they still do it there at the monastery today? Or?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, I've seen this before, right?
Yeah.
What is it, Stiegel?
That's Stiegel of Salzburg, Austria. So that's a Bavarian purity lager and the best-selling beer in Austria, where they know their beer.
Erdinger is another popular name.
Erdinger is a very big one. It's actually a family-owned brewery that makes pure wheat beer, nothing else, and it's the best-selling wheat in the world.
No kidding. You brought along a couple more. Do tell. What are these?
Mort Subite is the oldest style of brewing known to man. It's spontaneous fermentation, and it's tempered with sour cherries, or kriek, as the Flemish would say.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow. You know your beer, and you know a lot about beer, and you got a few myth busters you brought along.
We love myth busting
with you today, right?
We love myth
First of all, let's talk about the color of beer. People have a perception about the color of beer, right?
Right. Interestingly, most Canadians do believe, actually, that the darker the color of a beer, the stronger the taste.
Yeah,
and
that's not true?
Some people are afraid of dark beer for that reason, and it is an absolute untruth. I'm just going to pour one to talk about it a little bit. This is Erdinger Dunkelweiss from Bavaria.
Dunkelweiss. I guess we're going to have to bring in our official beer tasters today,
So you can see this beer is very dark.
Oh, here's Jeff Hopper.
Sorry? Clearly, hello. Clearly, this beer is very dark, as you can see. That's why I wanted to pour it for you. And because the malt is wheat, however, it actually makes it very, very light. And also because it's only very lightly hopped, it's actually less bitter than an average Canadian beer. So you can look very tough drinking one of these.
I know you're pretty careful pouring it. Is it good to have a head on a beer? Do you like that?
Yeah, I mean, number one, all beer should be poured in a glass because actually natural fermentation puts a fair amount of CO2 in the beer itself. I'm just going to set that down.
So you don't like it in the bottle or the can?
No, because there's 2.5 volumes of CO2 in liquid state in an average beer. Yeah. If you open the beer, depressurize, put it in your warm tummy, that beer turns to that gas turns to gas state. And it would take up 2.5 times the volume of the bottle. So the myth that beer is bloating and filling is because too many Canadians still actually do consume beer out of the bottle.
And the beer belly itself is a myth, isn't it?
The beer belly is a myth. Beer is among the very lowest in calories per unit volume of all possible beverage options, and I mean alcohol-wise and non-alcohol-wise. For instance, beer on average is about 1/3 the calories of wine. And things like spirit coolers are very calorific, as you might know. And the other thing about the beer belly is it's about a sedentary lifestyle. Too many cheesies watching football on Sunday or whatever. I don't know who does that, but
here's the thing. it's like a dog whistle for me when a cap comes off a beer. So I'm here. Can I try a beer?
Which one do you want to try?
What's this?
I invited Zach. Zach is camera guy. Zach. I invited him to try beer. Come on in, Zach.
I want you, since we're talking about the dark beer isn't strong
like to
tasting,
try
why
that.
don't we try and verify that one?
Zach, which one do you want? Do you want this? What is this?
This is Fruly strawberry wheat from Belgium. It is amazing.
Or do you want
very healthy?
You're going to try that?
Want to try the Fruly?
That is delicious.
So we are at the Ottawa Food and Wine Show this weekend.
All weekend you there?
And we're there spreading our gospel and making people's lives better.
Yes.
And it's about drinking less, drinking better, and discovering original styles that all beers originally came from.
Yeah.
And if you want to taste the real thing, like a real wheat or a real lager or a real Abbey Ale, you can come down to booth 529 and see us, and we can chat about beer.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks for coming to see us. Thank them, fellas. Thank them.
Thank you, sir.
How was the Fruly?
It's surprisingly delicious.
Yeah.
I like it, yeah.
We got to go. We'll be right back. The boys are continuing to taste some beer.